Jeskai control versus Huanzhou. I have to mulligan that, and this one is a little better. I will put back the high noon or the Teferi. Let's put back the Teferi. I might need to begin with this Mystic Sanctuary. Or a Flooded Strand into a Surveil land. Let's do that. See if I can find something with the swords. Alright. Might be Dimir control here. Yep. Probably gonna take the Teferi. Wow, even valuing the high noon pretty high, so that's already good to know. Gonna go for the Thundering Falls. Do I need another land? Yeah, let's hit the land drops, that's fine. And pass the turn. Now the opponent is definitely running Bowmasters, so that's going to be the main threat here probably. Meticulous Archive. Charm is good. And pass the turn. I could try to just slam the Teferi here. Why? Because the opponent is doesn't have double blue. Could have a Spell Pierce, right? Okay. If I plus the Teferi, it's at 5, which means if the opponent Bowmasters, the Teferi has a chance. So I'm gonna slam the Teferi here. And that's enough to win the game. Alright, so I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure the opponent is Dimir control, so I'm gonna get in all the Dovin's vetoes I can. Oh, and the opponent actually left the game completely. Alright, game 1 win. Let's go on to the next one. That wasn't really a full game, so let's see how the next one goes. Jeskai control versus Girly. Go first and keep. It's a little risky, but I have a good mix of early interaction, and hopefully with the Surveil land I will be able to find a second land. Ooh, the Crashing Footpaths. Can I... At the beginning of your upkeep, remove you may cast it. Okay, so I can actually still counter that when that occurs. So let's go for the white archive. Alright, that's good. And pass. So I need to keep up mana drain for that thing when it happens. When the last is removed. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter. So, okay, okay. Ah, an Inti. Yeah, sure. Alright, no land, but... Should I risk it? No. Sure. Alright, so next upkeep I need to, I need to keep up a mana drain. Now, but I'm afraid the opponent might actually have some counter magic too, but there's, unfortunately it's a tapped land, so that's, yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's how it is. Okay, so here comes the moment of truth. Yes, play it, and now I can counter it, right? Yeah. Not sure if the opponent runs counter magic. I can still Teferi and bounce one. So both Teferis are strong, especially strong because they replace themselves. Yeah, okay. So do I want something back? A Helix? No.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint. This might be a bad idea.
Well, I should have done that differently, honestly. I should have played with Mystic Sanctuary first, and then I could have kept the Steam Vents up, but okay. It's not too big of a deal. NT is ugly. Yeah, and that makes now a big difference because, yeah, the opponent can actually use the trigger. And I could have killed the Inti, you know, and not, I wouldn't have wasted a mana. So that's unfortunate. And I'm not drawing mana here either now, so I can't play this Teferi either. So I'm a little bit in trouble. I can kill that. I can play High Noon, but I have to kill that first, right? So let's kill that. Okay. Alright, now I'm actually moderately in trouble, I guess. I need a land. No oh, I can steal it, but it's gonna be risky. Does the opponent have more counter magic? I mean, that was only like a semi kind of counter magic thing. Let's try and steal it. Yep. I can get a sanctuary. And put the charm on top. And play Teferi. And just, I hope it resolves. I mean, it's my only chance here. If that gets countered, I'm just, then the opponent won the game. Oh my god. One of those. Okay. Well, I mean, I do have one more chance. Okay, the opponent definitely has lightning bolts too, and looks like treasure cruise here. So, yeah, the opponent's hand lined up pretty nicely. I didn't draw the lands I needed. Yeah, and now comes a bolt. No bolt. Okay. No bolt. Okay, free crashing footfall. So now, if I had a Supreme Verdict, this would be super sweet. I can steal one. Yeah, but there's no coming back from this. Okay, got it. On to the next game. So the opponent has a lot of abilities, actually. So what do we need? Supreme Verdict. Rest in peace. Dovin's Veto doesn't really do that much, right? Maybe one or maybe two. Get rid of bolts. Get rid of an Ugin. A Teferi. And an Electrolyze. And add 2 timely reinforcements as well. Go down on these a little bit. Okay, let's see if that mix is okay. Go first and keep. And I can keep up Brainstorm and a Lorien, which is pretty sweet. And I could potentially shuffle away 2 Spell Pierces because they're already, you know, they're useful mainly in turns 1, 2, and 3. Alright, there's a land. And I will actually put back 1 Spell Pierce and 1 Archmage's Charm. And go for another land. Which is gonna be a Steam Vents. I could try and play the Teferi just now. But I don't really yeah. I'm glad I don't need to be real careful of Bowmasters, because then I can use the Archmage Charm to draw 2 as well, which gives me something to do during the opponent's turn. Wow, that's good. That's a good sign. That is definitely a good sign. Can I dig through time? I can even potentially dig through time, but I'd be tapping out and removing my whole graveyard. Dovin's Veto is good. It can't be countered. An Inti will need to be swords. And now I think I can dig through time here. If I get hit by a Spell Pierce, that's unfortunate, but that's the price. Alright, a Mystical Dispute. Okay. Well, now I can play this guy.
Let's slow this down. Here we go.
And keep up Dovin's Veto. Is the opponent going to do here?
Want me to phase you out of time?
Has one more mana. Next turn I'm going to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, so I can play all 3 cards potentially. So this can come into play tapped. I will play this and keep up these 2.
I've got it.
And pass. So this deck is a little slow at killing. It uses high noons, potentially. But that only deals, there's only 3 in the deck which deal like 15 damage, so that's not even full on all damage. And then there's Calim, Djinn, and Ugin. But I might have boarded out Ugin, right? Yeah, so it's mainly Calim. But I have timely reinforcements now as well, which doesn't do anything, so I'm already far ahead for that to work. I could start using this just to draw every few turns. But I'm in no rush here. Sure what the opponent is thinking about so much. Oh, actually,
nothing.
I need to be super careful because Calim's my only win con here, I think. And Calim doesn't work well with Rest in Peace, of course, so that's an issue. So that I need to think about that in the future. When I Rest in Peace, Calim is gonna be a problem. Okay, but win. The opponent just, I guess, already felt too behind. So yeah, game 2 win. Let's see how the next game goes. Jeskai Control versus Carolina. Full capital, Carolina. Opponent goes first, and this match takes place in the Dungeon of the Dragon, surrounded by gold and treasures. My opponent has brought their trusted steed, and I have my blue cat. And this is a hand that is keepable. I have all the colors. I have ooh, okay, so I know I'm up against Titano. Let's go with Steam Vents and then end of turn Brainstorm. Alright, the opponent has a slowish start. Not anymore. I hope no cavern, that's what I'm hoping for. So next turn, it's the decisive turn. Alright, no cavern so far. Okay, so actually pretty good cards that I'm drawing here. Don't need the bolt, I think. Dig Through Time currently is not really doing much, but I prefer to draw that over the bolt, because I don't really care about those commies, do I? No. Let's see what happens first. The castle, 4 plus castle, so 5. Okay, so the opponent just needs to play 1 land and then tap all 5 lands, and there comes a Titan my way. Or a natural order. Alright, don't tell me the opponent has Veil of Summer main deck and it's the last card in their hand, please? Alright. 4 mana, which means I could play a Teferi here, but that would leave me without being able, so it's not really an option. So I'm gonna use this, pass the turn, and keep up Archmage's Charm. That's much more important. I need to be wary of these things here, so I'm still not out of the blue at all. It's 3 cards in grave, could be 4. Okay, so I can't dig through time yet. Do I want? Yeah, I'm gonna counter that, because why? Because I cannot deal with lands very well, but I can deal with spells. Alright, so now it's only the Abbey that I need to worry about. So I cannot allow the opponent to reach 5 creatures. So I will be counterless over the next turn, right? No, I won't. Okay. I'll put the Archmage's Charm on top. And I have Brainstorm to draw it. So I will pass the turn. Alright, that's gonna find something. I can also just dig through time. That's better. Use the mana wisely. A charm and a verdict. If I do this... Yeah, let's do this. Let's play it.
I've got time.
And pass. Now, I am counterless now, so I am at risk. That's fine. Yep, attack.
Time for plan B.
Okay, good. Okay, end of turn. I will bolt that. And Brainstorm. We're in the opponent's end phase, right? Yeah. So that means the opponent can't play any spells anyway. Because they can only... But they can activate abilities, I guess. Alright, so I'll put these two back. Put the Brainstorm on top. Plus...
Let's try this.
And pass the turn. Now I have counter magic up, so I feel much safer. Now the opponent will start drawing into their Field of the Deads naturally at some point as well, right? So I need to be aware of that too. Okay. Put two cards back. This one and this one. Draw this one, the Teferi first. Hold this. And go into my turn. Play the Teferi, untap 2 lands, which means I have exactly Archmage up next turn.
If you show remorse.
Alright, and that's enough for the opponent. Good. So Alpine Moon it is. Lockdown, Verdict, Veto, and that's what I need. What I do not need is Lightning Bolts and Lightning Helix. I don't need the High Noons as much. The Electrolyze can go. Don't need the lockdown actually, no. And one Brainstorm can go. Okay. Very super land heavy, but I have a charm which might be a little too late, depending on what happens. Alright, I'm gonna go actually with the Thundering Falls first. Lorien I don't want. Then I will go with the Flooded Strand. Alright, so next turn I might already be kind of dead, right? No, because the... Oh wait, Sunken Citadel. Alright. Alright, I'm kind of lucky. I'm gonna go for the Meticulous Archive here. Supreme Verdict, do I want that? I have to keep the Triome if I want to even be able to play it, which I don't want to do. No, I don't want that right now. How Lorien? For a fountain. Play the fountain and keep up Archmage Charm. And next turn I can keep up Archmage Charm and Spell Pierce. So that's what I need to hope for here. Okay, the opponent's out of lands, which is good for me, but surprising as well. Gonna cycle this. Draw into a Flooded Strand. Kami is fine. Okay, now the opponent has lands. But is going for a Surveil. Okay. Alright, let's Surveil another once more. The Mystic Sanctuary can get me back a Lorien, which I don't really want right now. Or I could Archmage Charm, end of turn, draw 2, put it back on top, but no. Don't want it. I could play Teferi, but then I would not be having up Archmage Charm, so I'm gonna keep Brainstorm as an option, as a play at the end of the opponent's turn. I really want to keep up Archmage Charm and Spell Pierce for at all costs. Counter target spell. Veil of Summer? Yes, Spell Pierce. Attack. And at the end of the turn I will Brainstorm. Draw 3 and put these 2 on top. Draw into whichever one. Let's draw into that one. Okay, what do I want to do? Now I'm full out of counter stuff, right? So I want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can play the Teferi and an Alpine Moon. Let's do that.
I know my response. No time for a break.
Alright, let's hope that not locks the opponent down enough. Ooh, okay. shield counter. Oh wow, okay. The shield counter would actually be able to defend the opponent from the Supreme Verdict. This way, I'm still susceptible to...
As soon as I think of one. Keep up the pace.
Wow, I'm shocking myself so much. This deck is so shocking. Yeah, I'm gonna keep up Brainstorm instead of playing the Teferi because I want to be... okay, I could have played it probably. I want to be able to draw into some counter magic if I need it. More Teferis all over the place. Okay.
No time for a break.
The Trawler costs 2, 4, 6. I could play it, and yeah, let's play that. And at the end of turn, I will untap. And the opponent has seen enough. Alright. Because the Dream Trawler, even if the opponent's Titans, the Trawler can now fly over. It's just still slow, but I mean... Yep, I was able to counter the relevant things of the Veil and the Titan. That was the turn that mattered, showing that Spell Pierce was crucial here. So Spell Pierce definitely a crucial part of the puzzle, piece of the puzzle. All right, let's head on to the next game. Jeskai Control versus J-Bank 19. Keep. Okay, so some good early interaction and some mid-game stuff too. Alright, I'm up against the Lurrus. And what's... okay. Ow. Okay, so... okay. Rakdos. Life is a show, and death is its final performance. What did the opponent take? It's a fairy time traveler. Wow. Yeah. It seems that these things are like always welcome targets. Caustic Branco. Whenever this attacks, reveal the top card of your library and put it in your hand. Okay. So, alright, so basically some card advantage, right? Okay. I will surveil with the red source, with the Thundering Falls. A bolt's good. And keep up Spell Pierce, and if I don't need to play it, then I'll lower it. Alright, the one's already activating the Lurrus. An island might be even sufficient here. Yeah. want to remove the planes from the deck and actually put an island or some other land in there as well, or maybe a castle or something, or like a land which has a use, right? Because like an Agangio maybe makes me more susceptible to Blood Moon, but at the same time, you know, in this case, I know this deck is more blue intensive, right? Because now I'm unable to play both mana drains in one go. So let's drain it. And if the opponent tries to just do something, it's a spell pierce. That's unfortunate. Well, I will pay for it at least. I'll try to pay for it. Okay, that's not too bad. Pass the turn. Sure. Alright, I can Helix. Sure. I cannot Calim. Next turn I can. Take damage. Okay. I will actually do something different here. I will do this. And then I will do this. I do need to find some more lands pretty urgently, to be honest. I can try to slam the Teferi, but I think I want to be more safe and be careful and then just dig through time at the end of the opponent's next turn. That should be enough. Take 2 here. It's fine. A Lurus. If I don't immediately counter that, it's gonna come back. Gonna grab an island? I cannot, right? I have to do the sanctuary here. Which is not really a bad thing. Just put mana drain on top. And then just dig through time here. So, mana drain and a Dream Trawler. Oh, perfect. Now I'm gonna grab. Yeah, now this makes things much easier.
I won't hide from the world any longer. Time is much more malleable than people think.
Can go for another Mystic Sanctuary. Play it. And put Dig Through Time on top. And pass the turn, keeping up Mana Drain and Spell Pierce. Reanimate on to the Lurrus. The Lurrus will then bring back a lot of other things, right? So it's important. That's absolutely okay.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Put back Trawler, dig, draw the dig, and pass. Mana Drain and a Verdict, maybe? Oh, that's a good draw. That's the turn. Always want to have some counter magic up, right? My Spell Pierce is basically gone now, so yeah, no real use for that anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it, may take a small risk here by drawing two, which is now shown to be true. I could just try and play the Calim, but no. No, no, no. So now I'm fully out of counter magic. If the opponent draws a Treasure Cruise, I'm in a little bit of trouble. Dig is good. And having a Supreme Verdict is also good, because the opponent wins mainly by, yeah, by creature. Okay, so, I think Graveyard Hate is gonna be pretty good. So Rest in Peace, Reinforcements, Verdict Veto, get rid of High Noon, get rid of one dig, considering that I'm now using Rest in Peace. Get rid of the bolts and the Helix, the Electrolyze, even though it did help. I think I'm on the draw now, so that makes things a little bit more difficult. Actually, I'm gonna keep two bolts and go get rid of the Ugin. Yep. Decent hand. Okay, if this is a... Okay, it's not... If that were a Ragavan, I would already be in trouble here. A bubble? Oh, okay. Oh, no. Oh, that's a good, decent play. How many did I bring in? Only 2. Okay, that's good. Swords is good too. Swords is good. So I need to have less life and fewer creatures, and I like the, oh my god, that was stupid. Bringing in timely reinforcements against a shadow deck is actually not really as smart, because the shadow deck obviously wants to have a lower life total pretty early on in the game. So this is only ever useful against mono red, I would say. So I might consider scrapping that from the sideboard and putting in something else. But okay, that's lesson learned. Go for the archive. That's good. So I'm actually not gonna Lorien, am I? I could now... Yeah, I messed that up. I could now Lorien and still ensure getting a land, but yeah, no, I don't. I'm gonna keep the Lorien bandits. Okay. I could play the reinforcements. Not gonna really do much, so I'm gonna keep passing and have the Lorien up now. So this next turn, I'm gonna Lorien first and then. Okay. Let's get rid of the Bowmasters first. I want to make sure that they die. Okay. Also a pretty cool card. Taking the... Wow, it's still taking the timely reinforcements. I'm a little surprised by that. Alright, let's do it in the right order now. So I'm gonna go for the Sanctuary. And this is gonna be a Surveil and Meticulous Archive. The One Ring. Nope, not with Bowmasters on the table and me without having any good answer to them, so no. I'm just gonna play the Time Traveler, just to have...
Sorry I'm late.
Just plus it here, just to have it as on the board.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
And end of turn I can fetch a Sanctuary here and put swords to Plowshares or the timely reinforcements back on top. Probably the swords because I need to be prepared for the Lurrus at some point. Currently the Lurrus only gets back nothing really. So now the opponent has to think about, yeah, probably gonna start attacking the Teferi. Okay, well, eating up a multi-collapse is also something I'm okay with. Do I want the Mystic Sanctuary or another Surveil land? I don't have any more Surveil lands. So now the question is, Sanctuary for timely reinforcements. I'm gonna get back the swords. Now the opponent could now have something to counter my Teferi, but I'm gonna try. Okay, it's a spell pierce. It's fine. Actually, that's not too bad because I wouldn't even wanted to have plussed it, and all I could have done is -3. So okay. Wait a minute. Can I be super cool now and actually? Wait, if you have less lives. Okay, so equal life doesn't count. Ugh. I was thinking swordsing the bowmasters, then the opponent goes to 8. Ah, okay. So no, nothing. I will pass the turn, keep up. Okay, yeah. I need to find something soon, actually. Like, the opponents can have some high impact stuff coming in pretty quickly. And now with seeing 3 cards, the opponent, like, yeah, is gonna give me some trouble. Plus, they have Auroras too, but with no targets yet. But still. Yep, taking this the fight over the reinforcements, like literally. Okay. Ooh, wow, the opponent's actually at 5. Okay, okay. I'm at a measly 4 now, which means the token plus the bolt is killing. Yeah. What? The opponent could have just killed me there, right? But okay. The opponent missed a kill in that last turn. Can I afford to attack? I can't really. I can't afford to draw. I can't afford to cycle. I can't afford to attack either. But this gets tapped, right? Yeah, so if the opponent kills this, it gets tapped. So yeah, I'm very close to death here. But the opponent is not attacking. I need to find an answer to this immediately. Now I can Lorien. Hopefully the opponent has another bowmasters. I'm done for. Okay, just a spell pierce. Then I will just pass the turn and keep my Raugrin Triome in my hand. Okay, the opponent's at 5. Wait, does this... Whenever you draw a card... So this thing actually grows if I play, like... If I... Wow, I'm gonna... No, cycling's only... Wait, yeah, cycling this is gonna make it big enough next turn, right? So that could be my win. Depending on what the opponent has in their hand, I could just win on the spot, right? Oh, and that's even better. So that's already 5. Whew! Close game. I mean, the opponent, I gotta admit, the opponent missed a kill here. The opponent bolted their own Bowmaster when I sorted it, instead of just aiming those 3 damage to my face, and then the token could have killed me. So that was definitely, that could have been a game. There should have been a game 3. But yeah. Let me see. All right. Yeah. One more game. So I'm still happy about the win, of course. And now I will play the final game for today. And let's get right to it. Jeskai Control versus Edogan Tilly. Edo Djinn. Tai Lai. Go first, keep. It's not a great hand, to be honest, but surveil triggers are always helpful in finding things. Alright, so this might be Dimir Control that I'm up against. Keeping up mana drain. Thundering Falls. Another mana drain, that's good. So I will not cycle. And pass the turn. I think the opponent is wondering what's up, seeing the Thundering Falls. Definitely Jeskai now, that's clear. Cycling in just an island, potentially. No, I could actually get no, an island is good. Oh, that was a stupid mistake. That was a stupid mistake. Running straight into the Bowmasters here. But okay. Lucky it's not happening. Yes, I am. So yeah, that was a slight mistake from my part there. Alright, pass the turn. I'm not too far off from digging. Oh, that's shocking. A Thoughtseize. I could meet that with a mana drain, and I will. Already having protection levels up high. Here comes Teferi.
Excellent timing.
Now I am tapped out now. I have 2. Unfortunately, I don't have 2 blue. Otherwise, I could actually even dig here. That would be sweet, but I can't. So I am tapped out, so I'm not sure what that means. But I don't think it's too dangerous. I just need to find this way to slot in a Dictator time. But with the opponent only being able to play spells when they... But, like, yeah, Teferi is... Against the control deck, landing Teferi is brutal. It's brutal. I don't... I'm going to keep one Supreme Verdict in there. You know how it is with those Bowmasters. Going to get rid of the bolts and the Helix. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the Swords to Plowshares and keep the bolts and the Helix. And there we go. Why? Because I think the opponent's deck... Wait, was that? I need to be careful. Was that Grixis Control or Grixis Shadow? Or Dimir Control or Dimir Shadow? Mana drains. Okay, the opponent could be running the Shadow, right? Which means I'm actually going to put in... I'm going to make it a mix of 2 swords. Okay, that's good. So this is the... So actually Teferi is the greatest advantage of this, or one of the main benefits of playing this deck against, in comparison to other control decks. And Dovin's Veto and the sideboard is also super strong. Like, being able to ensure countering a specific non-creature spell is super crazy good. Mana drain. I'm gonna keep it, even though it's gonna put me low on lands, but having all these counters is just gonna be crazy good. I do need to hit land drops now, from now on out though, so that's gonna be important. The opponent seems to be digging for lands too. And doesn't find it and is upset and fed up with this game. Okay. Let's hang on, and I'm gonna add one more game then in this case, because game 1 and this one were actually pretty short. So let's go straight on to the next game. Jeskai Control versus Djinn Winchester. Yep, that seems good. See if I can bring another Loris. So Loris decks are all over the place at the moment. Once upon a time. Okay, so it's could be Djinn. Yeah, it's Djinn Shadow. Probably right. Yeah, I'm gonna go for this still. I do want to make sure I hit lands. I'm gonna ditch the Helix. Even though it's nice to have, but I want to start hitting land drops. I have 3 removals, so I'm okay. And this Chandler is, I can kill it with the bolt, even no matter if it gets even if it gets delirium or not. Okay, that's actually pretty. Okay, the opponent is trying to shadow, finds a shadow and a jet collector. That was pretty. That was a good draw, or a decent draw. I can't even play the... I'm gonna just slam this, to be honest. I'm not under a lot of pressure yet. Okay, what's that? Maybe this... 3 treasures. Okay. Whenever you commit a crime. So basically... targeting something. Targeting anything. Oh wait, I can actually cycle for a Steam Dance. That way my Mystic Sanctuary can actually get something back next turn. Alright, so each player can cast more than 1 spell each turn. This means I want to use the opportunity to play a spell in my turn as well. And the opponent can only play one thing. So High Noon now showing a little bit of potential. Get back a Helix maybe, or a Swords. Let's go for the Swords. It's just more versatile. I think the opponent might be running Tarmogoyf too. I would like to play this, but then I can't have Archmage Charm up, right? But that's fine actually, right? So let's do that.
Right on schedule. Don't worry, I got this.
The opponent can now only play one spell per turn and only at sorcery speed. Even creatures with flash cannot be played.
That's more like it.
Now I'm in full control.
I'll protect you.
Yeah, that's game over now. The opponent is fully locked. I have mana drain for the only spell that the opponent is allowed to play next turn. Bolting my Teferi is fine.
We will meet again.
Fine, I'm gonna keep.
You'll thank me later. Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Do I want to shock? Yeah.
You need to slow down.
Opponent might kill my Teferi, but the opponent would be not wise to play something before combat, to be honest.
Hold that thought. This might be a bad idea.
Should I play something? No. This High Noon is sweet. Sure. That's so gonna get electrolyzed. The opponent you cannot cast another spell, I'm sorry. The only thing that could happen is the opponent could besage you in response and then actually has the opportunity to play another spell later.
No time for a break. I've got it.
I'm gonna shuffle away a Brainstorm and the ring. I don't need the ring. Yeah, the opponent now realizes that they are just locked up. Okay. It's Jund Shadow. I'm not gonna bring in Rest in Peace just because of the Lurus, right? Okay. No timely reinforcements. Temporary lockdown is good. Verdict is good. That's all. That's all I'm gonna bring in. What is not that useful? On the draw, maybe the Electrolyze is not that useful. So High Noon is, actually seems to be pretty good against a variety of decks. It just, yeah, makes it everything just 1-1. With the deck being the deck with the counter spells, makes sure that I can really choose what's going on. And I can ensure that if the opponent plays something and I do counter it, nothing else will come after it. Or if I don't counter it, it's going to be the only thing that hits the battlefield. So yeah, it makes it super easy to kind of plan the game a little bit better. I only run 2 in the main deck and none in the sideboard, so I might consider altering that a little bit, but we'll see. Teferi, okay. I mean, Ugin is a little bit of a gimmick at the moment. I'm just trying it out. Potentially being able to play it like on turn 4 with mana drain. Wow, a tapped Blood Crypt, so no. No, yeah, I don't think I didn't need to shock there, did I? Oh yes. Why? I want to be sure I can play the swords, and I want to be sure to be able to play a mana drain in case I draw it. So that was the reasoning behind that. Should I play High Noon on turn 2? Okay, High Noon doesn't work well with the lockdown, right? Okay, it doesn't. Ooh, that's also nice. Did I remove some of those? No, I didn't. So this is gonna hit all 4 swords, which reduces my ability to kill stuff. Should I play the high? Turn 2. It's gonna be my only play, and like this lockdown is, yeah, that's a little annoying. That doesn't really work well together at all. I'm gonna play it. And then I'm kind of out of gas here, but it also, actually it's also good because it slows down the opponent a lot as well. And it has this as well, like it can act as a killing spell at some point as well. So I could temporary lockdown, but I'm not going to. What is this? Okay, the jet collector can get stuff back at some point, but what does it cost? 5. So I can kill it when in 2 turns, potentially, if I draw the lands. Oh wow, that's the only spell the opponent chose to play this turn. Okay. I don't want another steam vent, so that was a good surveil and pass the turn. And then I can play Hero of Dominaria. Okay. Ooh, wow, whoa, 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 whoa. I can. Why is the opponent keep saying? I don't know. We'll see. Opponent can play one thing. Either the Needle or the Thoughtseize. Yeah, okay. So the Thoughtseize is gonna take probably that hero. That's what I would take. Okay, taking the Dream Trawler. Oh, okay. That's it. No more plays. Okay. Is there anything in the graveyard the opponent can start getting back? No. So I'm not that afraid of the of that as either. So I'm gonna play this guy. And I'm actually gonna minus it. No, I'm gonna plus it.
Let's skip to the good part.
Oh, that's good actually. That's actually pretty good. Now, Bowmasters is a problem. But now that I know that that's all the opponent's gonna play this turn, I will tap their Jet Collector.
Don't make another move. No time for a break.
I can dig through time, but it's gonna cost me 4 mana. But I'm gonna untap, right? So let's go for it. No, I don't. I'm just gonna go for the island. Yeah, if I go for this sanctuary, it's gonna get something back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, do I want to get rid of the Calim? Yeah, I put it in the library again. Yeah, I conjured a copy into my library, so I'm okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Bowmasters is not that problematic, right?
No more games.
I need a drain and a helix. Okay, so my Teferi may die now, but I'm getting close to Ugin. 6. I'm gonna just mana drain that. That means I can play Ugin next turn.
Better plan next time.
So I could play Ugin right away. Is this black? Yeah, it's black. What you gonna do? What you gonna play? Yeah, take my drains. I'm playing Ugin now. Or am I? I wish I could have used the high noon first, but okay, let's do this.
All creation can be undone.
Alright, now, of course, now there's no more high noon. But, okay, the opponent feels like that's okay. Is 3 damage enough? Let's see.
Do not ignore my draconic talents.
Sure, go ahead. Put this back, put this back. No, put this back. Shuffle. Play a ring. So I'm playing a little now. I'm playing fully in my turn. No more instant speed things going on, or at least not that much. But I guess it's working out somehow. Sure. Oh my God. Like, okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna minus Ugin for 2 again, of course.
I am resilient.
Sanctuary into Helix seems good. Just to gain some life as well. Sure, I don't need this. I'll draw into the Spell Pierce. Yeah, and the opponent has surely seen enough. So this game is pretty... This deck is good at locking things, locking the opponent down. It makes a lot... the most out of the controlled decks, which are the only decks usually that can use mana drain, it does seem to make the most use of the colorless mana, because it has the Teferi, the 5 mana Teferi. It has Ugin, it has the ring. It has Lorien. Potentially even like Supreme Verdict, but like the one color's mana isn't really that big. I might tweak the sideboard a little bit. Like, I wasn't too happy with the timeless reinforcements. I need to think about the temporary lockdown. There might be better options available. Yeah, I was able to play Ugin in Timeless, which is an 8 mana card. And I actually had to use the 1 colorless mana I got from the mana drain to play it. And High Noon also is showing that it is quite strong. Even though it doesn't have a direct impact, it does affect the game in such a way that usually is pretty strong. So, yeah, definitely an interesting deck. I was inspired to build this by an opponent I played against, I think yesterday. But I built this by myself. Well, I saw some cards in the opponent's deck, especially the High Noon, but I don't have a deck list or anything. So this one was built by myself. The 1 Helix seems to be helpful. I do like having the bolts in there as well, though. But yeah, the life gain is also pretty impactful. Yeah, anyway, as usual. Thanks for watching. Have fun. See you in the arena. And peace.